If you can only get one of the consoles and, out of three, and there's many people that are like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, game consoles are expensive, and it's going to be something that a lot of people are going to have to kind of deal with. Like, especially if you're a kid, growing up, I know we could only get one console at a time. It wasn't until I was able to kind of work and earn money myself that I was able to get all the consoles, which I did every time since then. I can remember the first console that I bought myself was a Nintendo 64 with some money that I saved up. And I think it was kind of late in the life cycle too by the time I was able to buy one for myself. And, there was, what a feeling that was though. And then I think the Dreamcast was one that I got, and that was just, something that was just an amazing thing. I remember looking at, coming from the N64, right, where everything is so blocky and everything, and then when I first saw like Sonic Adventure and NFL 2K, like, that was it, like I knew I had to have one, and I did. I got one, and then I had a PS2, a GameCube, and an Xbox, and I had a PS2, or excuse me, a PS3, an Xbox 360, and a Wii, and I, right now I have a Switch. I even have a Wii U still, so I get everything. So I'm in a little bit different situation than most people though, so it's totally understandable. Now it looks like PlayStation 5 owners are asking and requesting for a Xbox exclusive to come to the PlayStation platform. Now, I don't think that'll ever happen, but I do want to get into it and talk about this a little bit. It's going to be a video you don't want to miss. Hey there everyone, I'm the Crapgamer, and of course this is Crapgamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice some changes around here, but hopefully that doesn't stop you from giving us a like and possibly even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me on my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for rocking out with me. It really does mean a lot. With that being said, you guys are amazing. I really do appreciate it. So, first off, I want to say I think that it's perfectly normal for people to want games that are exclusive on the other platform, right? But as long as I can remember, for video games, you had to get a platform to play a specific game, and that's probably what's going to happen. I mean, yes, there's obviously other ways to play Xbox games. You can stream them, you can play them on PC and stuff like that. But if you're a console gamer, you don't care about any of that crap. You want to sit there and play the games on a console like you want to, right? Like, that's just being honest. And so it's always funny to me when people kind of look down on this. I think it's fine that people are wanting, to petition and asking for it. Even this game site is asking for it. It's called, there was this article called Why Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 Deserves a PlayStation Release. In 2017, Ninja Theory released an unexpected game that makes excellent use of sound and visuals to craft a unique experience for gamers. It was called Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. It follows the story of a girl named Senua who struggles with hallucinations and voices in her head. Though her affliction can occasionally cause trouble in her life, they also can help her in strange ways. The game made an impact in the gaming world through its artful depiction of psychosis and its emotional narrative. And though the game is not perfect, it is a little title worth experiencing. Ninja Theory has since announced a sequel called Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and it'll be coming soon. The game will be continuing the story of Senua, and trailers released demonstrate that it will be a visually impressive title. However, despite the first game releasing on multiple platforms, Hellblade 2 is only being developed for Xbox and PC. This leaves Switch and PlayStation players out in the cold. This is arguably a bad decision because Hellblade 2 is a game that deserves to be experienced by everyone. Ninja Theory is a British studio that is perhaps best known for Devil May Cry. With Hellblade, Ninja Theory decided to assign a smaller subdivision of the studio to the game, and according to Ninja Theory, Hellblade was crafted as an independent AAA game that would have a smaller budget but retain high production values. The game, although eccentric, was successful both commercially and critically. Thanks to Ninja Theory's good work, the studio was acquired by Microsoft in 2018. Although the acquisition gives Ninja Theory more resources to explore further ideas, there are some downside for gamers. The biggest one is that Ninja Theory's next game, Senua's Sacrifice, will be a console exclusive for Xbox. Hence, for players on PlayStation who loved Hellblade, they will not get to experience the sequel unless they own or purchase an Xbox or a gaming PC. Trailers for Hellblade 2 show that the game is pushing the envelope and will be truly next-generation experience. For that reason, it is understandable that it would not release on the Nintendo Switch. However, the lack of a PlayStation version is disappointing. PlayStation would be the perfect platform for Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2 is a game that relies heavily on stimulating the senses and displaying alternative ways of exploring the world. Sound is a very important aspect of the game as it relies on voices in her head to help her, and in Moment of Darkness, sound helps her find her way. In the sequel, The sound design could be greatly enhanced through the PS5's Tempest 3D audio, which provides an immersive audio experience. With the PlayStation 5 sound technology, players will feel like they are truly inside Senua's head. The senses could be greatly stimulated through the DualSense features, including haptic feedback and adaptive triggers, implemented cleverly in Hellblade 2. The DualSense could enhance immersion and help players to empathize with Senua's experience. Now listen, it's all making good points. It would make a perfect game as a, PlayStation game. I think that's perfectly fine to state that, right? I think the problem that I would have is, it seems to me that a lot of this game should be multiplayer, only happens to games that are on Xbox, and this was even a problem last year. I can remember, or last generation. I can remember, and these games did end up going, multiplat. But I can remember Cuphead. There was a big to-do about that, and I know that was a third party or whatever, but it's still a deal. You don't see people going, Final Fantasy VII Remake should definitely go to Xbox. I mean, you don't see anybody saying that except for Xbox folks, right? Like, I can't imagine, people aren't going, hey, Spider-Man or Wolverine should, those are Marvel properties. They should definitely go on Xbox. Like, people aren't out there commenting that, because they're on PlayStation. And I feel like, look, Microsoft bought this developer. They own the IP. It's just like any other exclusive game right now. I mean, Uncharted should go to Xbox. Like, that would be ridiculous to say that. I realized that, the original was multi-platform when they were an independent studio, but that's what you do. You buy the studio, and now the games are going to be made for Xbox platforms. So that's what it basically is. But this article continues to go on, say, importantly, Hellblade is a game that goes beyond providing entertainment and offers an educational experience and allows players to understand some of the difficulties faced by those with psychosis and mental illness. The story it tells is an important one, and several PlayStation players resonated with the story and Senua's struggle with grief, self-doubt, and feeling broken. To rob a portion of the fanbase of the experience of sequel would be a shame. Hellblade 2 highlights an issue with exclusivity in the gaming world. While it may make financial sense to companies, it can be advantageous to gamers by preventing them from following franchises to their completion. Although Hellblade 2 will not be released on PlayStation launch, hopefully it does make its way to PS5 at some point. See, I mean, it's asking it, but here's the thing, right? And I've always stated this. If every game released on every platform, how long do you think we would continue to have 3 different console platforms? Like, it wouldn't be very long. So, for me personally, I feel like you have to be able to, say, hey, you know what, this game should definitely be on, this console or that console or what have you. I feel like it definitely needs to be something that is kind of looked at. And, look, gamers, I feel like gamers should be able to kind of get an idea of exclusivity after all this entire point, this entire time of having these games and stuff like that. And I feel like, listen, exclusivity, we should just expect that at this particular point, right? Like, why are we making such a big deal out of this type of thing? I don't understand it. Exclusives have been a thing forever, and I totally understand wanting the game on another platform, but it seems to me a little bit one-sided, and everybody's like, oh, well, this Xbox game should definitely be over here, right? And I just don't think that that's a fair thing to say, to be honest with you. So I am going to link this. I want you guys to let me know what you guys think. You guys can sound off, rate, comment, subscribe, like the video if you do enjoy it. I would appreciate that. It really does mean a lot. Have a great day. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. Crap gamer out.